After completing plane mirrors, let us move on to the next topic, spherical mirrors. Children, you must have been to the gallery of mirrors called as the laughing mirrors. So here you can see in the gallery of laughing mirrors, the images are completely distorted, where you can see somewhere the faces as well as the bodies appear small, somewhere the body appears big, somewhere the body appears fat, somewhere the body appears thin. So are these mirrors different from the mirrors that we use at home? Yes, the mirrors that we use at home are plane mirrors, but the mirrors in the gallery are curved mirrors, and the images formed by the curved mirrors are different from those formed by the plane mirrors, and these curved mirrors are called as spherical mirrors. Now if we take a rubber ball which is hollow and cut it into two parts, we see that each of the two parts has two types of surfaces. You see the inner surface and you see the outer surface. Similarly, if we take a hollow glass sphere. Now what is a hollow glass sphere? ये एक खोखला glass का गोला होता है. तो if we take a hollow glass sphere and cut it into two parts, like for example here you can see in the image, this is a hollow glass sphere and it is cut into two parts, then we get two different pieces of the spheres. Here each of the piece of the sphere represents a type of curved mirror. Now if we take the first mirror, that is if we take this particular part of the mirror, here you can see that I have named the outer part of the mirror as X. So if this outer part of the mirror is silvered, then the inner surface of the mirror becomes the reflecting surface. Such a mirror is called as a concave mirror. But if I take a piece of sphere, like what you can see here, the blue part of the sphere, and if the inner part of the sphere, that is I have labeled that inner part as Y. So if this part Y of the sphere is silvered, then the outer surface becomes the reflecting surface. Such a mirror is called as a convex mirror. Thus, depending on whether the inner or the outer surface of the sphere is silvered, we get two types of spherical mirrors, concave mirrors and convex mirrors. So what is a spherical mirror? A spherical mirror is a part of a spherical reflecting surface. It is generally made up of glass. One side of the glass is coated with silver so that the other surface becomes the reflecting surface. The first type of spherical mirror is a concave mirror. A concave mirror is made by silvering the outer surface or the bulging surface of the hollow sphere so that the inner surface becomes the reflecting surface. Such a mirror is called as a concave mirror. So we define a concave mirror as if the inner surface, this inner surface, if the inner surface of the spherical mirror is the reflecting surface, then the mirror is called as a concave mirror. Now a concave mirror is also called as a converging mirror. This is because when rays of light fall on the concave mirror, we find that after reflection the rays of light meet at one point, and therefore the concave mirror is called as a converging mirror. If a spherical mirror is made by silvering the inner surface such that the outer surface or the bulging surface becomes a reflecting surface, then the mirror is called as a convex mirror. So a convex mirror is defined as if the outer surface of the spherical mirror is the reflecting surface, then the mirror is called as a convex mirror. A convex mirror is a diverging mirror. This is because when rays of light fall on the convex mirror, the rays of light get reflected in different direction. But you see that the reflected rays do not meet at one point. But if these reflected rays are produced backwards, then they meet at a point behind the mirror. And therefore, the convex mirror is called as a diverging mirror, because the rays of light, which rays of light? The reflected rays of light get deflected in different directions. So diverge. The reflected rays are getting diverged, and therefore the convex mirror is a diverging mirror. Let us study some concepts related to spherical mirrors. These concepts are very important. In the image, you can see two hollow glass spheres. Okay, and these two hollow glass spheres are cut in such a way that each part represents a spherical mirror. In this image, you can see the outer part is silvered, so it's a concave mirror. In this image, you can see inner part is silvered, so outer surface is a reflecting surface, so this is a convex mirror. So there are certain terms which are common to spherical mirrors. The first term is the center of curvature. So every sphere has a center. Every sphere has a center, and the mirror, this mirror or any part which you can cut in a hollow sphere, the mirror becomes a part of the sphere, and this mirror also shares a common center with the sphere because this mirror is a part of the sphere. So center of curvature is defined as the center of the sphere of which the mirror is a part is called as the center of curvature of a mirror. The center of curvature is denoted by capital letter C. Now, in this particular sphere, this portion CP is the radius of the sphere, and this distance CP, which is called as the radius of the sphere, the mirror also forms a part of the sphere. So this forms the radius of the mirror as well. So we can define the next definition, which is radius of curvature. Radius of curvature is the radius of the sphere of which the mirror is a part. The radius of curvature is the radius of the sphere of which the mirror is a part. So in this hollow sphere, CP denotes the radius of curvature. If I join CM, then CM will also be radius of curvature. Okay. Radius of curvature is denoted by capital letter R. The next definition is the pole of the mirror. If we take the geometric center, the exact center of a spherical mirror, then that geometric center of the spherical mirror is called as the pole of the mirror. So we define pole of the mirror as the center of the surface of the spherical mirror is called as the pole of the mirror. The pole of the mirror is denoted by the letter capital P. The next definition is called as the principal axis. Principal axis is the straight line which passes through the pole and the center of curvature. So the imaginary straight line or the straight line passing through the pole and center of curvature of the mirror is called its principal axis. Now let us see the definition of principal focus of concave mirror. Now what is a concave mirror? A concave mirror is a spherical mirror with the outer surface as the silvered surface and the inner surface is the reflecting surface. So if I show a concave mirror, now I am drawing a straight line which is passing through the concave mirror. Okay, this is the center of the surface of the spherical mirror. If you remember, we call it as the pole of the mirror. Okay, now I am going to draw a few incident rays which will be parallel to the principal axis. This is your principal axis. Principal axis is the imaginary straight line which passes through the, say, center of curvature and the pole of the mirror. So suppose this is the center of curvature. So now I am drawing a few incident rays which are parallel to the principal axis. Now whenever we are drawing diagrams, ray diagrams, we have to show the direction of ray of light, which is very, very important. So this is the direction in which the light ray is traveling. So I am going to show an arrow mark because the incident ray is falling on the mirror. So I have shown of two incident rays which are parallel to the principal axis and falling on the concave mirror. I am showing another two incident rays parallel to the principal axis and incident on the concave mirror. Now these rays which are parallel to the principal axis and incident on the concave mirror are called as the incident light rays. So if the light rays are incident, according to the laws of reflection, the rays of light will get reflected. So now when the incident ray gets reflected, so see this is the point where the ray of light is falling on the mirror. So after reflection from the mirror, the ray of light will get reflected. So the ray of light is turning in the downward direction. So I will show an arrow mark like this. Similarly, if I consider this incident ray will get reflected. Okay. So I will show the direction of the incident reflected ray. Now this is another incident ray. So once again the incident ray will get reflected. So this is another reflected ray. This is another incident ray. Okay, this was another incident ray. So this incident ray also gets reflected from the spherical mirror, that is a concave mirror. So now what has happened? After reflection, all these reflected rays have met at a point on the principal axis in front of the mirror. So this point is called as the principal focus of concave mirror. So we define principal focus of concave mirror as rays of light parallel to the principal axis and incident on a concave mirror after reflection meet at a point on the principal axis in front of the mirror. This point is called as principal focus of concave mirror. Principal focus of concave mirror is real because the rays of light, which rays of light? The reflected rays of light actually meet at a point after reflection. Rays of light parallel to the principal axis and incident on a concave mirror after reflection meet at a point on the principal axis in front of the mirror. This point is called as the principal focus of concave mirror. Principal focus is denoted by capital letter F. Principal focus of concave mirror is real because the rays of light after reflection actually meet at a point. Therefore, principal focus of concave mirror is real. Principal focus of a convex mirror. So now I am going to draw a convex mirror. A convex mirror is a mirror where the inner surface is silvered and the outer surface, the bulging surface, is the reflecting surface. So if I draw a straight line passing through the pole and center of curvature of a convex mirror, this is your principal axis. This is the pole of the mirror. Where will be the center of curvature? The center of curvature will be this side because the sphere will be like this. Therefore, the center of curvature will be here. So now if I want to show principal focus of convex mirror, I am drawing rays of light parallel to the principal axis. Where is your principal axis? This is your principal axis. The straight line which passes through the pole and center of curvature of the spherical mirror is called as the principal axis. So I have drawn incident rays parallel to the principal axis. Okay, and these incident rays are falling on the convex mirror. Now as per the laws of reflection of light, these incident rays will get reflected. So after reflection, suppose now this is the incident ray. Okay, now this incident ray will get reflected like this. This incident ray will get reflected like this. This particular incident ray will get reflected like this, and this incident ray also will get reflected. But you see all these reflected rays, they are not meeting at one point. They are diverging in different directions. But if we extend these reflected rays behind the mirror, if we extend all these reflected rays behind the mirror, whenever we show extension of the rays, reflected rays, we show it with dotted lines. So here, this is the reflected ray. I am showing the extension of the reflected ray. This is a reflected ray. I am showing the extension of the reflected ray. Similarly, here. So you find that when these reflected rays of light are extended behind the mirror, then all these rays appear to come from a point on the principal axis which is behind the mirror. So this point is called as the principal focus of a convex mirror. So we define principal focus of convex mirror as rays of light parallel to the principal axis and incident on a convex mirror after reflection appear to come from a point on the principal axis behind the mirror. This point is called as principal focus of a convex mirror. Principal focus is always denoted by capital F. Principal focus of convex mirror is virtual because the reflected rays do not actually meet at a point, but they appear to meet at a point after reflection. Rays of light parallel to the principal axis. So this is your principal axis, rays of light parallel to the principal axis and incident on a convex mirror after reflection appear to meet at a point on the principal axis behind the mirror. So this point is called as a principal focus of convex mirror. Again, principal focus of convex mirror is denoted by capital letter F. So in general, principal focus is denoted by capital letter F. Principal focus of convex mirror is virtual because you can see the rays of light after reflection get deflected in different direction, but when these rays of light are pulled behind the mirror, then they are appearing to meet at one point behind the mirror on the principal axis. And when the rays of light do not actually meet but they appear to meet at a point after reflection, then we say that the image formed is a virtual image. So here in this case we are talking about principal focus. Here the reflected rays are appearing to meet at a point on the principal axis behind the mirror. Therefore, principal focus of convex mirror is virtual. The next term is focal length. If we consider the distance between the pole and the principal focus, here pole and principal focus, then the distance between the pole and principal focus of the mirror is called as the focal length of the mirror. The focal length of the mirror is denoted by small f. Relation between focal length and radius of curvature. Focal length is always half of radius of curvature, or radius of curvature is double the focal length. So if f is the focal length of the spherical mirror, then focal length small f will be is equal to half of radius of curvature, that is r upon 2. So you can see the formula f is equal to capital R upon 2. Or I said you take the vice versa, that radius of curvature is double the focal length. So r will be is equal to 2f.